Even if your work's not that good and you shake it around a bit, it doesn't matter. Sweep it all the way through. What's going on, guys? I'm Bill and welcome to Bill's How To. Today we're going to be doing a review and testing of the best value for money silicone profiling tool that I could find. We're also going to be announcing the winner of our last review, which was on CPI's 3D Mini Laser Level. This one here is such a good product, best value for money once again, and I'm super excited to be announcing the winner today. Let's get straight into it, guys. Let's do this. So for today's video, we're going to be testing and reviewing the silicone profiling tool. This one here allows you to get a perfect bead of silicone simply by using the profiling tool rather than your finger or a paddle pop stick or any other creative way that you can come up with. And although nobody suggested this in the last review that we did, which was on the laser level, the reason why I've decided to actually review this one here today is because I've been testing them out for about the past 4 or 5 months to see just how well they work. And this is honestly the best value for money out there, especially when you compare it with the branded products that are about $40 to $80 for a set. This one here, you can get your hands on it worldwide for around $20. So I'll put the links in the description below. Everybody needs to have one of these at home because it's going to allow you to get a perfect bead of silicone, even if you've got no experience. Now, with regards to our giveaway here, like I said, nobody did suggest the actual silicone profiling tool. However, I did do a poll on the channel, and that was for our upcoming videos. And because I was getting a lot of suggestions in the comments regarding Ryobi tools, I actually like Ryobi tools. I've used many of them in the past, and they do perform and the best value for money once again, especially when you're just starting out. So I did put a poll out there, and more than 70% of people wanted to see Ryobi tools in the upcoming videos. So what I decided to do was anybody that actually suggested a Ryobi product on the last review is the ones that are going to be selected for our draw today. Now, like I said, usually it's not a draw, but it just depends on how many people suggest the particular product. So for this particular one, everyone that suggested Ryobi or a Ryobi specific tool in the last review, I've got their names here. So we've got 5 people in total. First one in line, we've got Scott Gibson right there. So Scott Gibson is in the draw. We've got Ladek or Ladenk. I'll put them on the screen as well, just in case I've butchered your name and I'm not too sure what it is. Once again, Matt TH or Matt or Math, I'm not too sure, but MATTH. We've got Random Focus. So Random Focus is also in the draw, and we've got Khaled Ajam. So Mr. Khaled Ajam, you'll be also in this draw. 5 people that are going to go into a bucket, and we're going to see who actually wins this one here. So this is for the CPI laser level. Now, I know I wanted to pick somebody out of the comment section and review that particular product, but like I said, I already had these on hand and I've been testing them out for a while. For the next review, I've got 3 of these ready to give away, so make sure you put as many comments as you like in the comment section, as many suggestions as you like, and for the following next videos, hopefully we're going to be doing a whole range of Ryobi reviews. So if you've got anything specific that you want to see from Ryobi, put that in the comment section below. Or if you want to see reviews starting from the most essential items like your impact driver, drill driver, circular saw, anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. So we've got all these names here going in. Once again, Khaled Ajam, Random Focus, Matt TH or Math, Ladink, and Scott Gibson. All into the bucket here. We'll swirl these ones here around, shake them up and down as well. Make sure they're all mixing up. I'll even mix it with my hand, close my eyes to make sure, and I'm not sure who we've got here or if it's even upside down. And we got there Random Focus. So Random Focus is the winner for this week's review. Random Focus, if you want to send me through an email, I'll put the email address in the description below, and I might even have it on screen. So just send me through an email and we'll arrange for this one here to be sent out to you. If I don't get an email response from now until the next review, well then what I might have to do is either double up on the giveaways, or I might have to just leave this one here for another time, or put this one in the next one and forward this one here on. Not too sure. Hopefully it doesn't happen and you're not going to miss out. So Random Focus, make sure you get in contact with me via email and we'll get that one there sent out to you guys. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's get straight into the silicone profiling tool. I'll show you a few tips on how to actually use this to get a perfect finish, and I'll show you guys what's inside this packet here. So if we have a quick look at what comes in the kit, we've got our little silicone removal tool. This one here comes with 3 attachments. Okay, this one here with a serrated blade, I personally don't like to use it because I hate that noise and I don't want to damage a surface. So what I usually use is a regular razor blade. You've seen my folding razor blade before. I'll show you guys how to remove the silicone using this. The link will be in the description. They also come with their own little razor blades here. You can see we've got a nice sharp point right there, which is perfect for getting in corners. And then we've got a regular blade. However, because this one here is such a unique design, it's going to be pretty hard to find replacements. And that's the reason why I like to use my regular razor blade to get all the old silicone out. So if we have a look at the actual profiling tools, you'll notice we've got 3 blue and 2 red. The third blue one, which is this small one here, is the same as these 2 larger ones, just a little bit smaller for getting in tight areas. The most important thing to look for is the little indicator there on the corner. So on every corner, you've got a different figure there, and that'll tell you exactly the size of the radius that you're going to get. So we've got here the largest size, which is 16 millimeters. We've got 10. This one here has 8 and 5, which are my 2 favorites. I'll show you guys the difference between those ones now. And the difference between the blue and the red is just the ability to attach feet onto our red ones. And the reason we use that is sometimes when you've got deep grout lines like we've got here, if you run your silicone profiling tool straight over that grout line, it dips into that grout line. So you can see there. And what happens is we get a little divot or a little dent in our silicone work. And to avoid that, you simply attach these little feet here onto the edge. Make sure they're in nice and flat, one on either side. And that's going to act as a little bridge. So now that we slide this one here across, it's exactly the same up against the tile. But as we come across our grout line, these feet actually work as a little bridge. And they just simply glide back and forth, nice and easy, and that's going to give you a nice smooth finish. So just a quick tip for you guys, make sure you cut the end down of your nozzle so that it matches the profile that you're actually trying to achieve. So in this case here, we're going to try and achieve an 8 mil radius. So you can see there, hopefully, we're roughly at the 8 millimeter mark. Usually I'd go for a 5, but in this case here, I want to make sure that you guys can actually see what's happening. So prepare to be amazed. We'll apply some silicone. Even if your work's not that good and you shake it around a bit, it doesn't matter because you're going to be able to clean this nicely. Follow it all the way through. We'll stop our gun. And if you guys are ready for the magic, check this out. We take our 8 millimeter, simply push it up along the side here, sweep it all the way through. Wipe that excess off just on a little rag that you've got on the side. And that's looking pretty good right there. But the upside about this is if you're not 100% happy, you can actually take your profiling tool, go back over the top and give it a nice, perfect finish. And then I'll bring you guys in now and I'll show you what it looks like. So if you have a close look at the finish there, that is absolutely perfect. Very, very consistent all the way throughout. And that is the type of finish that you guys can achieve by simply using the profiling tool. Remember, we jumped up and down here in the middle. That's cleaned everything off nicely. And we're left with a nice, perfect, consistent bead of silicone. So this here is the area that we're going to be replacing the silicone on. You can see it's all moldy throughout. As we come up here, it's also moldy. And if we take a close look at the silicone itself, it's pretty easy to see exactly what's causing it. So we've got poor adhesion. The top of the silicone here is all jagged as well, which means water gets in behind it, the soap sits in behind it, discolors it, and also allows for mold to grow. So this one here has got cheap silicone installed, and it hasn't been installed properly, so it doesn't give it enough time to actually last. What we're going to do is rip this silicone here out. I'll show you guys how to cut it out nice and easy. We're going to replace it with some good quality silicone, and we're going to make sure that we've got a nice contour on our silicone here, so the water doesn't pond on the silicone itself and it runs away from the wall. So this way here is my favorite way to remove silicone because it works so well. Make sure you've got a nice fresh razor blade here as we do. Okay, all you need to do is just simply slide that in underneath the silicone from the bottom here and slide that all the way down. So because it's nice and sharp, it runs along those tiles and cuts it all on the base. So I'll do just up to here to show you guys. Then we come back to the start and we're going to do the same thing from the top this time. Sit that one down nice and flat. Run it along the tiles once again. Pull that one there all the way back. And if you've done this one here correctly in one pass with a nice fresh blade, that silicone comes out all in one little piece just like this. So you can see there we've got one big long snake of silicone right here. So we're going to repeat the process all the way around, remove all this old silicone, make sure you run the razor blade over it a couple times, clean the area off 100% before you apply your silicone. So the old silicone has now been removed, everything's now nice and clean. Make sure it's completely dry before you try and apply your new silicone. You need to make sure that it's going to adhere and keep that dry for at least 24 hours after you've applied it. I'm going to quickly do these two vertical wall joints here and then I'll bring you guys in nice and close on this little base section here. So the product we're using today is from Sellies. It's called No Mold. So this one here is hopefully going to reduce the amount of mold that will build up over the next couple of years. This one here is 1 hour shower ready. So that means after applying the silicone for an hour, technically you can have a shower, but I'm going to try and leave this for 8 to 12 hours anyway. We've decided to go with a 5mm bead this time around. So once again, just have a look at the little indicator there, which is 5mm. We're going to make sure we cut our nozzle tip no larger than the 5mm area, or not much larger anyway, because we don't want to have too much excess material coming out here. So that there is looking perfect. Alright, so we're just going to apply the silicone just as we did in the demonstration. Now for this one here, I'm not actually using the red profiling tool because our grout lines here are pretty small as it is. We're not going to have too much of an issue with it bumping up and down. Once again, take that little profiling tool, take the excess, wipe it off, and just continue on through. Double check your work. If you need to go over it, go over. Make sure you haven't left any of that excess on there. On the wall, you can run back over the top and clean it off easy. That there is looking perfect. We'll move on over to the next section. And once it's all complete, this here is what it ends up looking like. So we've got a perfect bead of silicone that runs all the way around. We've got perfect adhesion, and most importantly, we no longer have those jagged edges or that little lip that was behind the silicone. That means we're not going to have an issue with mold because water can't get in and behind. Because we've got that little contour there as well that's very, very consistent all the way around, it means water's going to run down the wall and travel away from that silicone rather than sitting on or behind it. Nice and simple. Anyone can do this themselves from home and get a perfect finish by simply using the profiling tools. So there you have it, guys. That's a review and testing of the best value for money silicone profiling tool out there. Now that you guys know just how easy it is to get professional finish on your silicone, I'm sure everyone out there is going to want one of these. The links will be in the description, especially when it's only about $20 and you can keep it for a lifetime. I think this is a must-have tool out there. Congratulations once again to Random Focus, I think it was, Random Focus, who's won our CPI laser level. Get in contact with me and we'll send this one here out to you. Very excited for you and I hope you get a lot of good use out of it. For anyone that wants to enter the next giveaway competition, all you have to do is simply enter into the comment section below which Ryobi One Plus tool you'd like to see reviewed. I think for the next couple of reviews that I do will be solely on Ryobi One Plus tools. I think from memory there's about 125, 130 cordless tools in the Ryobi One Plus range. So the more comments you put, the more suggestions you put, the more chance that you guys have of winning. Hopefully you've all enjoyed the video and you've learned something new. As always, like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Bill. Thanks for watching. Bill's out too.